So you are looking for a scholarship and you're wondering, what does really the committee look for in a candidate? Is it just the grade? Do you need to be a genius or have a world changing invention? And the truth is, scholarships go to students who demonstrate a mix of the key qualities. So they don't just really look at one thing, but they look at different qualities. And today I'm going to talk about this quality with you point by point so that you can craft an application that really stands out. So, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Tafara, and on this channel, we talk about opportunities in education, scholarships, and personal growth. Now, before we dive into, the whole topic of making a scholarship that stands out, make sure that you hit the button, like, subscribe, share, and also comment on the different content that I post on my page. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is academic excellency. I think you've actually seen me in videos like when I'm reading out the requirements of a scholarship. Sometimes when I see them asking for a first class degree, I laugh. Not because I'm not saying it's not attainable, but I just know that that's where most people might not make it on the scholarships because they are looking for someone who is actually a good academic excellence. So this is an obvious one, guys. I think we all know that there is no way a scholarship committee is going to pick up someone who has probably have a C in their overall degree over someone who has an A. But that's not all that they are looking at. All these points that we're going to discuss in this video will actually add up to, the final mark, the final score that makes you, get the scholarships. So they are looking for people who are disciplined, capable of handling, the academic pressures, rigor, or the academic pressures that come at a college. So let me be clear: scholarship committees are not only searching for more than a perfect GPA. What makes you stand out is your intellectual curiosity. Do you go beyond the classroom? Have you taken an extra mile? Have you taken extra online courses? Have you participated in academic competitions or worked on an independent project? So if you have all of that, I would like to let you know that I would like to encourage you to include it in your CV. In this month of March, I got the opportunity to review different applications for different people, and at some point I was actually asking them, have you done any volunteering? Have you had any clubs? Maybe, for example, if you're an animal scientist like me, or if you're an animal geneticist like me, I always ask them, have you joined the local committees that are there? For students, just joining those committees is for free, and you just apply and join, and in your CV you indicate that you're actually a member of this genetic society, or you're actually a member of this society that represents any field that you're in. So do not underestimate the curricular activities that you do. These things really make you stand out. A good example is that you're a student who is passionate about environmental science. Maybe you have taken, an initiative in research on climate change solution, outside of class. There are a lot of, student activities that happen. People are being invited to climate summits, not through school, but through, engaging into the community, maybe engaging into a project of planting trees and all of that. I know someone who is traveling the world because of that. So those are the kind of stuff that the scholarship committee want to see. So do not underestimate those activities that you do outside the classroom. Please ensure that you participate, ensure that you include them into your CV. And then the other thing that they look at is the research potential, the ability to innovate. They need a student who is, who stands up conducting some experiments, presenting research at a conference, and so forth and so forth. So if you're applying for a scholarship, especially for graduate programs, right, and they are in specialized field, your ability to contribute to the new knowledge is crucial. So really, scholarship communities really want to invest in students who will push boundaries and create new solutions. When you pick up your projects during your bachelor's or even some projects at school, ensure that they are innovative, ensure that they are captivating, include them in your CVs. Those are some of the things that the scholarship looks at. So I know that you probably think that the scholarship committee is going to sit down and then they just say we are picking this one, but they actually have a point system. All those requirements that you see on the websites have got some certain points. So they review all the CVs, give points. They review the motivation letters, give points. They look at the academic excellence, the transcript, extracurricular activities that one does. So imagine your application is perfect, except that there's someone who has done a lot of volunteering in their community. Most probably they are most likely to get the position more than you. So get out there, be involved in the community work. This will actually help you to strengthen your application letter, your CV. Scholarship panels really want to invest in students who will push boundaries and create new solutions. So even if you're an undergraduate, have you written research papers? Have you conducted any experiments? I know that there are some bachelor programs that most of them don't really do research programs. Some are replaced with internship. If you're really planning on landing a scholarship, put yourself out there as much as you can. Find a professor who can nurture you. It might not be that you are the main driver of that project, but just find yourself, affiliating with those professors, making sure that you contribute to the different research work that you've done. And when it's time to put it in the CV, please put it. That really makes you also stand out. Because what they are looking at is, have you really analyzed real world problems? And we know that you can only do that when you're participating in different projects at school or in the community. So all of these things that I've mentioned, they demonstrate your potential to make a difference. So if you haven't done research yet, you shouldn't worry. It's never too late to start fitting into different research projects in your community, at school. Make yourself useful. This will actually help to strengthen your application process later in the future. So let's say you are a student who is into IT, or maybe you are a student who is into AI and machine learning. um, these things are the hot topics of now. Or maybe you just worked on a small problem, you had a small data, or you were trying to train some models, or you were just trying to design maybe some flyers at church, or maybe you are in engineering, and then sometimes you manage your sound engineering project at church and all of that. Those things really make you stand out. So you know what, make yourself useful in any way, and then don't forget to put it under the volunteering and others in your CV. This will actually make you stand out. So even if it's not groundbreaking, even if it's not like an invention where you say, oh yeah, he developed this or she developed this, it shows the initiative and the potential. It brings out a student who is thriving to make the world a better place, and that is exactly what they are looking for. And then the other thing that they really want is the leadership. Like, you have to be someone who is willing to take initiative and inspire others. So you can actually be, someone who is active in organizing some events, joining some committees. I know many people who are very active in uni in different committees, and that has, put them in a better place, not only in scholarship applications, but actually in the job markets. They've proved that they can lead. So leadership is one of the biggest factors in scholarship selection. But there is a myth behind it, right? Leadership is not just being a student body president, or it's not just about leading any club and all of that. It's about taking initiative and inspiring others, no matter what position you hold. You can even say if depending on the community you are coming from, if you're helping other students, tutoring them into different programs in the school, in the community, maybe you are someone who is known for organizing team projects and all of that, that is what they are looking for. Put it in that CV, put it in that application requirements. And that really helps. If you're helping to mentor young students, that really counts. It really counts as leadership. And the key is to show that you have made a positive impact on someone. The position itself might not be, that really big, but it really shows that you have made a difference in someone's life. So an example is a person who wasn't part of the student, board and student government, but she started a mental health awareness. Like, just, starting a mental health awareness campaign at school. You organize workshop, you invite guest speakers, you help students find resources. That is leadership, and it's exactly what scholarship committees are looking for. You might not be doing it on the ground. Maybe you have like your online presence where you help mentor young students, you help tutor young students. All of those things really count. It was until I really sat down and started to reflect and see that what makes all of these people that we are seeing out there successful. So when I started to really dig deep and all of that, I saw that it's not about like being on the world stage and all of that. Making a difference starts from the person who is next to you. It doesn't have to be 100 people, it doesn't have to be thousands of people. If you're making a difference even in one person's life, you are actually doing something good. So leadership is exactly what the scholarship committee wants to see. It doesn't have to be a prominent position, but someone who is striving to help others, someone who is striving to make the world a better place. That is why I always say that whatever you do, be sure to sell it nicely. If you can sell that community projects that you're doing back at home, helping students learn maths or science, that will make you stand out.